And we move on now to the latest from Chennai, where the IT corridor there has been shaken by the rape of a 5-year-old girl, the daughter of a migrant labourer in the area. Activists are furious because no arrests have been made so far, and the victim, whose life was in danger, was refused treatment at a private hospital despite a Supreme Court directive. Sanjay Pinto has the story.
All of 5 and scarred for life. That's the fate of this migrant labourer's 5-year-old daughter. On Sunday morning, he found her lying badly bruised in a mango grove near a construction site along Chennai's IT corridor. The Supreme Court guideline is very clear. Medical attention first, legal formalities and payments later. But although this 5-year-old rape victim was profusely bleeding and her life was in danger, she was refused admission in a corporate super speciality hospital in the vicinity, was tossed around and finally landed at the government children's hospital almost an hour and a half from here. The insensitivity is just one part of the story. Activists say both the police and medical staff are ill-equipped to handle child rape cases. For instance, this much publicized rape kit, a manual to collect medical evidence, is seldom used. Despite several representations, child rape victims are not administered anesthesia before clinical examination, and police officials are not trained to sensitively examine victims.
I personally have had a child rape victim being examined in the labour ward of a maternity hospital. Labour wards are not very pleasant places.
The Kelambakam police has made no arrests so far. Officials claim to have collected DNA swabs from the victim and are in the process of matching samples with those of a few suspects.
Nearly 3,000 cases are there. We are continually tracking one by one.
In Chennai, Sanjay Pinto, NDTV.
And Sanjay Pinto now joins us for the very latest. Sanjay, what are the police authorities telling you? Have they been able to manage to zero down on the suspects?
They have shortlisted a few suspects, Divya, and they hope to catch the culprit soon. That's what they claim. But this is a shocking case because whether it's head injuries arising out of road accidents or such rape cases, many of these big private hospitals which make tall claims about corporate social responsibility refuse to entertain such cases. They cite medico-legal cases as one reason, and this particular case, it was because of the poverty of this little child, her parents being migrant labourers who would probably earn just a few thousand rupees a month, were in no position to pay even a day's room rent in such big hospitals, and they so inhumanly turned her away and tossed her around. And she could have, in fact, that's what NGOs have told us, she could have even died on the way to that hospital, the government children's hospital, which is more than an hour and a half away. So this really underscores the need for, like we have free legal aid, also free medical aid. There is a provision right now, but it's hardly used. You have the Rape Victims Compensation Fund, but ask the average police officer across the country, and many of them are not even aware of the existence of this fund, which is actually to help the victim overcome that trauma for the initial medical expenses. So clearly a lot needs to be done. Also in terms of training, merely sending a woman police officer to in fact conduct an inquiry with the victim is not sufficient. The police officials need to be more sensitized to this crime. Also training of medical staff, because the first point of contact is usually at the casualty ward. How trained are doctors to deal with these cases of child sexual abuse and trauma? Divya?
Right, Sanjay, very quickly, now it's quite clear that this hospital in question has flouted a Supreme Court directive. What possible action can we see against it?
We'll have to really wait and see what action the Tamil Nadu Health Department takes. The hospital, of course, in fact, when we tried to contact them yesterday, they refused to come on camera. They refused to entertain any of our questions. They said it's really something they wouldn't like to discuss. So probably the Tamil Nadu Health Department will have to swing into action in the first instance. Divya.
Sanjay, thanks so much for joining us with those details coming out from this horrific story of rape and sheer insensitivity.